Sports is such a powerful way that people can come together and bond over something that they love. But during this pandemic, the way that we gather and the way that we bond has to be different. Alexa Liacko shows us how, even though in times where we need to be socially distant from one another, sports can still bring us together.
My heart was definitely racing.
Teresa Garcia didn't know what she was getting herself into.
It was definitely scary.
But how did she end up here? Let's start from the beginning.
He's been playing for over 10 years.
Okay, maybe just the day before when Teresa and her boyfriend Sheldon were playing disc golf. They were practicing for Sheldon's tournament the next day, and after they finished playing, the pair stored his box of discs in his truck.
There were some very momentous ones from previous tournaments that he had played in. He had some signed discs, one from his favorite pro, David Feldberg.
Remember that name, it'll come in handy later. Now fast forward to the next morning. Teresa and Sheldon got quite the shock.
We see that the trunk bed is like wide open and we're like, oh, that's not a good sign.
The discs were gone.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss those because there's a lot of tournaments that I did like in high school and junior high.
But Sheldon had no time to worry. He had to get to his tournament, so Teresa jumped into action.
I immediately started thinking to myself what we could do.
Right after the discs went missing, Teresa posted on Facebook asking the disc golf community for help. And within moments, she was floored to see the dozens of messages flood in from people trying to help her find those discs.
It was kind of like, you hurt our team, we're gonna come after you, all as one kind of community. It was really incredible.
But she wasn't surprised.
We just are part of a community that really cares about each other. Everyone just wants to be there and be a supportive person to bring you up, not only in the sport, but also personally.
It wasn't long before they made a breakthrough.
And lo and behold, right there, Facebook Marketplace, was 40 Frisbees in the same box. We knew right away we had to act fast.
She messaged the thief, called the police, and set up the sting operation. After waiting in a parking lot, she saw him walking up with her and Sheldon's prized possessions.
The thief is telling me like, oh, I used to play with my dad, that's how I got these, and I'm getting rid of them because I'm moving.
Thankfully, she didn't have to make small talk for long. The police arrived and made the arrest.
It was obviously so much joy and so much happiness, but as we got home, we were sitting there like treasuring the fact we had the disc back, and we were looking at them, and we started seeing all of the numbers and names were Sharpied off.
When the thief tried to cover his tracks, he destroyed an autographed disc signed by Sheldon's favorite. You remember that name, David Feldberg.
And so it was just kind of this like a little bit of a cloud over the whole thing.
But the disc golf community came to the rescue again. Someone reached out to Feldberg and he signed another disc for Sheldon right away.
I was very surprised because did not think that you'd be able to find another one.
But this sport is one of undying support. A small but mighty community that is only growing.
I really like how inclusive everyone is.
Disc golf itself has more than doubled in this last year alone, just because it's such a safe, socially distant, outdoors thing to do. It really helped a lot of people, myself included, stay sane during this crazy, unpredictable time.
And in a time where unprecedented is the norm, it strangely took a true crime story about disc golf to show the world the incredible team behind this individual sport. For The Race, I'm Alexa Liacko.
Thank you for joining us this week as we took a look at how the world of sports has been impacted by this pandemic. Next week, we're exploring COVID-19 treatment to the approaches that help survivors make it through. Until then, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I'm Chris Stewart, and this is The Race.